head coach Samantha Quigley-Smith has deep ties to the Chicagoland area. She played her college basketball at DePaul under longtime coach Doug Bruno. She said yesterday that Coach Joe McEwen is actually someone who reminds her a lot of Bruno. She knows McEwen well. The pair had a lot of battles during her playing career, and those memories are with her heading into today's game. She also added that the reason that she's able to do what she does today is because of those Midwest women's basketball legends like McEwen and Bruno. Angelo Cheravino not available to go tonight after an injury to his midsection that he suffered during a fall against Illinois State. Coach Collins told me earlier today that the day after the injury, Cheravino couldn't do much of anything, but every day since, he's continued to get better. Collins also said he hopes Cheravino can return Friday against Boston University. Coach, great way to start off the season. What did you think about your team's performance tonight?
Well, I think we played really hard. You know, at the end of the day, we held them to 47 points, which they're hard to guard. This is they mix and match defenses. They have a lot of cutting, a lot of movement. There's a lot of things we can improve upon. It's game one, and the first games are always tough because everyone's anxious. Everyone's got some nerves going. Hopefully we'll settle down as we get into Friday and play a little bit better on offense.
I'm sure the nerves are amplified by the 8 new players in the squad. How do you think everyone meshed tonight?
Well, we're a work in progress, and then we didn't have Angelo tonight, so that kind of changed our lineup a little bit. But on a night-to-night basis, we just got to find a way. KJ came in, gave us a big lift. I thought Arrington in the second half, his minutes, his force around the basket was really good. And then JR not being in foul trouble, being able to run our team in the second half was huge.
You mentioned Arrington, a double-double in his Northwestern debut. What made him so effective?
I just thought he played with physicality. We talked to him. He's very skilled. But sometimes when you're big and strong like that and you have the advantage, you got to overpower down low. And I thought he did a good job drawing fouls, finishing around the basket, and it was a good debut for him.
You guys are right back in action on Friday. What's going to be the focus between now and then?
Just keep getting better. We got a good Boston U team coming in. They're predicted to win the Patriot League this year. We got to continue to build our habits, continue to build our camaraderie, and hopefully get better with each game.
Well, Coach, thank you so much. Congrats.
Right, thank you.
And today marks another stop on Kristen Kelsey's reunion tour. Last week, she went to Minnesota, where she spent the last 2 seasons of her coaching career, and now she's back here in Evanston. She grew up in Wheaton, Illinois, and got her master's in sports administration at Northwestern. She even spent 3 years on this coaching staff. She told us before the game today that her time in Evanston has meant a lot to her. It taught her how to work with a new coaching staff, but also how to recruit. She played a big part in the Northwestern 2022 recruiting class that ranked top 10 in the nation, and she's had a great start to the season, 11-1 so far as her first year as a head coach. Yeah, Adam, big news for the Cats. Outside hitter Rylan Reed is available for tonight's match. Reed has missed the last 4 games for Northwestern, and the Cats have only won 1 of those matches. Reed has over 200 kills on the year and could be instrumental in making sure Northwestern gets back in the win column tonight. Claire, career high 18 points tonight, your first points of your career, all from 3-point range. What was your mindset from beyond the arc?
We knew the game plan going into the game, and I was really excited for it, and my teammates shared the ball. We played hard. We've been practicing all week for this, so it was really fun just to be out there and playing.
So was it part of the game plan to get you more involved tonight?
I mean, we knew that they were going to play all zone, and I was excited. The coaches were hyping me up through this, and we practiced, and it was a lot like practice.
Northwestern 5-0 for the first time since the 2019-2020 season. What makes this team so special?
I think the way we treat each other on and off the court, we're really cohesive, and we all bleed purple. I think we all play for each other, and I'm so excited to be a part of this team.
Well, Claire, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
4 Big Ten teams are 0-5 in conference play entering today, and 2 of them are Northwestern and Rutgers. With 15 teams making the Big Ten tournament, the winner of today's game could play itself into that 15th spot in the conference standings. This is not unlike the situation last season, where Northwestern and Rutgers were battling it out for that final spot in the tournament to the last day of the season. Rutgers took care of business against Penn State, and all Northwestern needed was a win against Nebraska. Northwestern and the Wildcats could not take care of business, giving the Scarlet Knights the final spot, and the Wildcats are looking to flip that script today. Life hasn't been bad for the Vikings, who have made 5 consecutive postseason appearances, but this offseason brought one of the biggest challenges that Coach Kilsmeyer has faced in his entire career. He had to acclimate 11 new faces to what he calls a player-led team. Returning guard Colby Maples has been a big help in that aspect. he said that when she is at her best, she's helping get other players involved on the court. The 9 new transfers who have a lot of experience also have the right skill sets for the Vikings. Kilsmeyer said that it's been ugly, but last game was one of the best they've played to the new system. Coach, you just wrapped up speaking to the crowd as a Northwestern head coach for the final time. What emotions are going through your head right now?
Yeah, it's really surreal. You know, we've bled, we've helped rebuild this gym and coached so many games in the old gym and won championships here and coached so many great players, first-round draft picks, but more importantly, people that walked on and just became part of our program and loved Northwestern. So just proud of the family we built here. And, you know, it's a special place for us.
What are some of the moments that have prepared you for today?
I don't know. I don't know if anything could. I think being able to, you know, so comfortable every day playing when we play in this facility and practice here. So this is home for us. So when you walk out on this court, you know, you feel special, but you also feel comfortable.
I see that you're wearing the shoes you wore those shoes the day you won the Big Ten regular season championship. What is so special about that team and year to you?
Yeah, you know, unfortunately for my shoe game and our team, COVID shut down the NCAA tournament. We thought we had a Final Four team. And, you know, to win a Big Ten championship on this court, you couldn't have scripted it. Beat University of Illinois in a great game. And, just, you know, incredible memories. So I wanted to recapture that today.
And finally, Coach, what will you miss the most about coaching basketball?
I think, you know, coaches, really the players, you know, the relationships, trying to make people better every day. Sometimes they don't all love you while they're playing for you, but I want them to know I was here for them. They can come back anytime.
Well, Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When players come to the Cape for the first time, they're faced with a number of adjustments, but perhaps none are as big as the bat that they swing. With less pop in their bat than in college, why do Red Sox players spend a lot of time in these batting cages learning how to knock on wood?
In college, players are allowed to use metal and composite bats, but on the Cape, wood is the name of the game, just like in the big leagues.
It may be the offseason for Northwestern, but the Wildcats have been far from dormant. Coach David Broad has made several additions, but perhaps none are as important as offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. It's been tough sledding for Chris Collins' squad this season, and the road ahead hasn't gotten any easier. The team kicked off last week's action with a top 10 matchup. Northwestern's 2026 has had no shortage of different looks. Chris Collins and the Cats have struggled to find one that works for them, but last week's California road trip might have brought them one step closer to doing so, with the inclusion of Tyler Krupp and Max Green in the starting lineup. If you're Northwestern, you have to be pleased with the results in the non-conference schedule, but we all know that the Big Ten is a different beast in volleyball. The Cats gave it a go for the first time in 2025 last night. Joe McEwen may be on his farewell tour, but he's not leaving without having a bit of fun. Last week, his team picked up right where it left off after its first conference win of the year.